versus exclusivity. And then finally, industrial relations. That is to do with trade unions. How do you manage them? Do you have collective bargaining agreements? Do you have regular meetings with your trade unions? Or do you talk to your trade unions only when there's a problem? Or do you have a proactive program of talking to them and maintaining a dialogue so that issues can be identified and neutralized before it becomes a big problem? So to do, I shared with you what I call the HR technical profile or the supply chain. And these are some critical areas what I have identified, but maybe you can add to this list or you can delete from this list. Importantly, you must understand your own level of knowledge in each of these areas. Do a self-appraisal. For each one, mark yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest, and see where is your knowledge in each of these areas. Is it at number 5, 6, 7, 8? And if it is low, then you make a roadmap to develop yourself in each of the areas. What do I need to develop and gain knowledge in these areas? Then you will put HR in the front seat. Then you will be on the board of your company. Otherwise, it will be only the finance director and the marketing director who will be on the board of your company and not HR. In my company, most of the organizations I worked, it's not to brag about myself, I have been at the senior management teams, which means in the last company I worked for, I was on the board. In this one, I'm at the second level of the whole group in management. So that HR plays a very key and important role in all the decision making where employees are concerned. So don't become a post box. Sometimes HR people become post boxes. They are told to do things only by the line management. You are not involved in the decision making process. Take accountability, not only responsibility. Most of the time, HR people are given responsibility but not accountability, especially if you are working for a conglomerate and you are at the center. And staffing of HR gets the least priority. Make sure that you get adequate staff to deliver the HR services that you need to deliver. And we are right now in our organization moving into what we call HR business partnering, which means we have divided into 2 groups. One is called the expertise teams. Expertise are at the center, experts in different HR aspects. We provide the HR expertise to the line and to the SBUs within the organization. Then we have we have shared services where we do the transaction services for the whole group in terms of doing the letters of appointment, the administration stuff, acceptance of resignation letters, the exit interviews. That is in shared services. And then we have the business partner. That is the HR manager of each business is the business partner between the center and the business. And then the users. Users are the employees. So expertise teams, shared services, business partner, and the users. That's the concept in our group, what we have adopted. I hope it was useful to you, sharing my personal experiences with you. And important, the message I'm leaving with you is be competent. For the HR people who are here, become competent on the HR supply chain. Without that, you cannot progress. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I must say that it was a well-structured presentation by an excellent driver to put HR in the front seat. He initially presented to you the importance of aligning your HR strategy with the corporate strategy and the business plans like your annual marketing plans and so on. An HR strategy, he emphasized, cannot be developed in isolation. It must be equal to what the company objectives are. He also gave you a detailed analysis of HR administration, which I'm sure you would have found useful. And more importantly, is that you subject those points to your intelligent evaluation and try them out when you get back to your respective companies. 2 other points which struck me most was this remuneration management. When I was on the board of an old English company called MacWoods, and I told them when they took me in that I was given a very high salary compared to what the others were getting. Then repeatedly in board meetings I said, this policy of giving standard increments must change in the context of today. Because if you have 2-3 increments, special increments, it becomes so routine. Particularly the key managers, you must evaluate their worth in terms of market value. If you don't check the market value, one Monday morning when you get up, you find somebody else has grabbed him. And it so happened despite my bringing this to the notice of the board, they went on. And one day I was offered a salary which was about 1.5 times more than what I was getting. That was not the only reason. And I had to tell them. Then they said, please stay back, we'll match it. I said, sorry, I warned you. You have to change your policy of remuneration management for key managers. Don't panic when you lose them. Succession plan. I started my career as a soap salesman for Unilever, selling soaps and toothpaste from shop to shop. Unilever always has about 2 to 3 extra salesmen in their succession plan. Any salesman leaving, there is no problem. One of the others just take their position. If they are not doing anything at that moment of time, they are given relief work. Same thing, if an area manager leaves, they have identified 1 or 2 top salesmen who can be promoted to take that position. So what happens is, succession plan is in place and the company never panics when somebody leaves. My good friend Sunil mentioned about consultants. This happens in Sri Lanka, where young graduates come to our part of the world enjoying the best of things, but we have to take a serious view of that. Once there was a consultant who was passing a farm, a sheep farm. He walked into the farm and told the farmer, hey man, if I guess the number of sheep in your large flock, will you give me 1 sheep? He said, okay, because he had about 3,000-4,000. He said, okay. He got on, pulled out his laptop, put various things, got all sorts of computations, and told the farmer, you have 3,489 sheep. Lo and behold, it was correct. Then he said, now give me the sheep that you promised me. The farmer took 1 animal and put it into the boot. Then the farmer said, excuse me, before you go, if I tell you what your profession is, will you give me the sheep back? He said, okay. Then he said, you are a consultant. The man was baffled. He said, how do you do that? He said, well, you have to be a consultant because you came to my farm uninvited. Second, you gave me information which I already had. And thirdly, you don't know the difference between a sheep and a dog. Can I have my dog back? Right. We now have a very distinguished personality with a lot of experience. He is the board member and operations director of Metro Cash and Carry, Pakistan Private Limited. Ladies and gentlemen, to give some new perspectives on shaping best talent for modern trade in Pakistan, I give you Mr. David Bonner.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum and good morning. Can everybody hear me? Has anybody asked the question why an operations director is at a HR forum to present? We discussed internally who would present at the forum today, and I think my learned colleague who presented before, when he put up his slide on the not so common practices, made a point as to how underestimated and undervalued the HR structure is in many organisations. For that reason, I'm here as a divisional head to give the operations perspective on what we do and how I see it. So I hope my presentation justifies your time here today. So I'd first like to start with a short movie to give everybody a flavour for who Metro are, what we do. So,
when our professional customers are still asleep, we are already awake. Around the clock, we receive, we test, and we source goods from local suppliers to always offer our customers highest quality and freshness. In our more than 650 self-service wholesale stores, in over 30 countries, in Europe, Africa, and Asia, because we care. For our professional customers, such as hotels, restaurants, caterers, traders, and other small and mid-sized companies, because we are Metro Cash and Carry, international leader in self-service wholesale. We are the people of Metro Cash and Carry. More than 100,000 highly motivated employees of over 150 nationalities. And with the opening of every new store, we welcome around 250 new Metro Cash and Carry experts. Locally hired, locally trained, and locally experienced. We offer much more than safe jobs for our employees. We offer them a career. We also invest a great deal in the further development of other stakeholders and local economies. We support our regional suppliers with more than paying fair prices. We share our long-standing knowledge and experience with them. We train producers and suppliers to think in terms of a modern supply chain, highest standards in product quality, freshness, safety, and hygiene, as well as in packaging, logistics, trading infrastructures, and technology are the heart of our business. Thus, we directly support in many countries the implementation of a modern supply chain, the backbone of each developed economy. We at Metro Cash and Carry take responsibility in a world that is rapidly growing together. In each of our wholesale stores, our customers find the same professional environment, the same professional store layout, and the same professional assortment of up to 50,000 high-quality products, food and non-food, all under one roof. And we care about every single item. And we always make room for local taste. Quality, freshness, variety, and availability of the goods are the benchmarks of our professional customers. We know how to shape a professional and focused assortment and a focused and professional customer service in order to support our customers in improving their own competitiveness and to make their business life easier. Our customers profit from our business concept of one-stop shopping to spend valuable time with their own customers. Metro Cash and Carry, because we care around the clock.
Okay, so I'll first start with an introduction to Metro Group. As you will see, we had 66 billion turnover in 2009, a headcount of some 290,000 employees, and representing 2,100 outlets in 34 countries. The group consists of Metro Cash and Carry, which accounts for about 33 billion of the turnover, Real, which is our food retail business, at almost 12, our non-food speciality business, Media Mart Saturn, at 19, and our department stores, Galleria Carfoff, at 3.52. So very much cross-divisional service companies. Talking about the cash and carry business specifically, over 668 locations in 34 countries, 100,000 employees, sales of 31 billion, of which 80% is outside our parent company in Germany. 5.1 million meters square, total sales area, serving over 2 million customers every day. Pakistan, we entered the market here in 2007. Our first store opened in October of 2007 at Lahore Canal Bank. Second store at Islamabad in April 2008. Two which actually opened, we say there, January of 2009. We opened two on the same day, which was a challenge. And then Karachi in March of 2009. Total investment is circa 15 million euros per store. So quite an achievement in an 18-month period. The first, actually, 5 in 18 months is the first that we've ever done at that rate. Pakistan's the first country we've achieved that. So how does it all link? Well, every business has to have a vision that links to strategy, mission statement, core values, etc. Our vision is simple, and that is Metro will dominate the cash and carry wholesale segment globally through unique business formulas which improved the competitiveness